There it goes. Woo. Well, welcome back. I'm in here. I've got some tires in here. Some tires on wheels right here, and some tires not on wheels. My daughter had a flat on her car. I tried to patch it, but it turns out it had a sidewall puncture also. So I was unable to patch that tire. At any rate, her new husband got a flat on his tire too, on his car. So they have picked up a tire apiece for their cars. I'm gonna break these tires down off the wheel and put the new tire on the wheel. And I thought I'd do a how-to. I feel like I've done a how-to before. I can't remember if I have, but I'm going to do it again because that's what I'm doing. Bring you guys along, show you some old school way of breaking these down with your pickup and a board. All you need is a stout 4x4 or 4x6 or something like that. And your rig, your pickup or whatever you got. I'll show you how to get that done. And as you can see, I got a set of spoons there, tire spoons. You don't have to have tire spoons to do this. You could have, some big screwdrivers or some big, like pry bars would work. You can do it. Okay, so if this is a how-to, first thing we want to do is we want to get the valve stem out of the tire. So if you got a valve stem remover, just get that in there. Get that valve stem taken out. That will hinder any air from escaping while we're trying to break this tire down. And we want that air to escape while we're trying to break it down. So there's the valve. So I'll get the valve out of the other tire, and then I'll show you breaking those down. Okay, I got right here, I've got a bucket of soapy and hot water. And so I have this setup. So something worth mentioning is the valve stem needs to be opposite of our board. So when this gets pushed down, it'll catch on the back side of that valve stem if the valve stem's over here, and then it won't want to break loose. So basically what's going to happen here is I'm going to drive up this board, and this is going to get weight. I want this set back enough that when this comes down, it's not going to sit on the rim right here. It's going to just miss the rim. I don't want it too far back this direction because it'll just slip off the sidewall. So it's really kind of you have to play with this a little bit. I have it where it looks to me like when it goes down, it's going to just miss the rim. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some of this soapy water, and I'm going to place it in that to the bead so that it'll make it easier for it to slip off. So I just try to just get it in there, and then you can, if you give it some weight, get it to set down in there. The more of that soapy water that you can get down in there, the quicker and easier this is gonna happen. Well, there it went. Let me get off. Okay, see how easy that was. Not too bad. We're just gonna try to do that again. Sometimes this side's a little harder because it has that slope, so sometimes this takes a little bit more, but it's easier to do this side. I've found if you break that other side first. That did not give me a fight at all. Okay, yeah, that didn't fight me a bit. Nice. So, there you go, that's easy. So this one, this is a mag wheel, and I don't want to scuff it up, so I just put a piece of plywood on the ground to keep it from getting scuffed by the concrete. And hopefully this goes as well as that last one did. Looks like it might give us a little bit of a bite. So somebody might say, well, Woody, you just got lucky. Like, no, I'm blessed and highly favored. I'm an in-Christer. So yeah, neither one of them tires gave me a fight. You watched it. So the soapy water is a pretty good trick. So now I'm going to peel these off of here. I got my tire spoons. Just get my tire spoon in there. This one I'm a little bit, I don't know, because it has a tire sensor in there I'm not sure about. So we're going to learn that together. Some of you probably already know, which would be real helpful if it wasn't going to be such a delay. But at any rate, when I start this, I want to make sure that this is down on this side below that lip so that it comes up real nice and easy. If this is right at that lip of the wheel and you try to pry this, you're just going to fight yourself. So you just got to push down enough to where it gets past that lip of the wheel, and then just get another bite, and then you can work this out, and you can go either way. You can go over here and get another bite. Oops. Sometimes you can leave that one there, but pretty easy. Once you get past that center mark, this will just pop right free, see? And then it's free. Now, we're going to do the same thing. The other side is going to come off this same direction. It's not going to come off the other, obviously. It's going to come up here and come off. Alright, I'm going to get this spun around. So, when you're doing this, the opposite is true with the valve stem. That's where you want to start. That tire move down a little bit. Okay. So, there's that wheel. I think that's the air pressure sensor, which my experience, they don't work very well. So that's just it right there, just work your way around. Once it gets to a point, you can usually just pull it off, and voila, there it is. You're gonna get messy, That's the tires are black, and the older they get, the more they want to put black all over you. I don't think that this is a directional tire, but I'm going to look and see. So then we're just going to go back on with this basically the same way we came off. And I'm going to use my soap, do the same thing. I'm just going to soap up this up the bead. Again, I'm starting with the valve stem. I'm going to put the valve stem in first, and then I can just press down. Usually give it a push. Man, that dog is not wanting to be quiet. That was a little bit too big a bite. There it goes. Okay. Over. This time, you see I got the valve stem towards us. I don't want to go on like this. I want to take this over this side. Because like I said, this bead needs to be under that lip, and if it was under the lip over here, it'd be hitting that valve stem with that sensor. We don't want that. So, but we do want to not forget our soap. Soap this up. Get that thing. And you can just, it's not going to want to push quite like the other one did. So, we're going to use these guys a little bit more. I'm going to basically hold down over here, and then I'm going to pry it, get it under that lip like I said. Get over here, get a bite. There it goes. Oops. Right now, I don't know if you guys can tell, but I'm up on that lip. There we go. I don't want to be on that lip. Ah, okay. Now I got to a point now where I think I can get my weight off of that. Oop. Okay, it's right there. Okay. Now the one very important thing that I forgot to do is air up my compressor. So I'll get that started right now, and then we'll show you guys get this thing on the bead. Well, I gotta tell you, waiting for that air compressor seems like it took longer than any of this. But so next thing that we're gonna do here is I'll show you something. This side of the wheel has a slow taper for the seal for the bead to sit on, and then the front side of the wheel has a really sharp taper. So what I want to do is I want to try to seat this as best I can in the back, and because it's so deep it's hard to do. So basically, if you can get yourself a bucket and then take this wheel, set the wheel on the bucket so there's nothing holding the tire from, and then just gonna push down and just push down, put your weight into it. So see what we did? look at some of it's all the way, and then over here it's not quite, but that'll seal when we put air to it, and or it should seal. I'm gonna get this valve stem. So basically, doing that, you get that sealed up. You might have to pick up on this a little bit, pull this to us. This tire doesn't look like that's going to be the case. It looks like it's just going to seal and go relatively easy. So, but I just wanted to show you that. I've done big tires before, you know, four-wheel drive tires, 35s, 38s, you know, and sometimes you really got to fight those and manipulate. And if you can get that back seal beaded and seated nicely, then it's easier to try to pull it up to get this front. Okay, so I didn't grab my air chuck. It took it pretty easy. So we're just going to put the air to it so that thing pops on the bead. You want to keep your fingers as far from that bead as when it pops on and your fingers are in there, you're going to lose them. Along with your eyeballs, and not be looking right at that, because it could spit something out at you. Yeah, it's about to go. There it is. Okay. I got it sitting at 30 right now. One down. One down, one to go. Something I didn't mention on that other tire is the weight. These tires are pretty obviously not balanced, but I guess my point there is you got to get the weight off. Get the weight off the wheel, because you're going from this tire to a different tire. That weight's not going to be in the right spot, and it will give you bits. And second burst, same as the first. If you just take small bites, you know, if you get over here and try to pry that up, it's going to be really hard to do. You just get small bites and it'll just come right off. Just like that. I guess that dog's upset because he doesn't get to be in here being a part of what we're doing. Maybe that's it. Okay, find that valve stem. Look at that one, has a sensor too. I guess, I don't know, it shouldn't be a surprise, all these newer cars. But one thing's for sure is I do want to just stay away from that thing, because I don't want to injure it. If it's not already. Easy. Usually if there's a direction, it has a little arrow somewhere. I don't see one. This soapy water is your friend when you're doing this stuff. And this is just dish soap. I just put dish soap and hot water. Again, I'm going to start opposite of the valve stem. So I'm going to start with it on this side. Oh. Okay, I'm going to have to, I got to turn that thing a little bit. That one's wanting to play me a little more. Cool. So I'm not going to do the bucket thing. I don't think I'm going to need to. That's on there pretty nice and tight. You can see this edge here is, looks like it's, you know, pretty much seated except for back over here. So I'm going to go ahead and just try to air it up. And I'll check the air pressure on that one here in a bit, make sure it's not losing anything. With the back one, that's 30 pounds. That's gonna probably pop anytime. There it goes. Woo. Yeah, that maybe, that took 50 pounds to. That thing don't need 50 pounds of air pressure or anything. Okay, it's real close to 30. It's a little over 30, probably 32 pounds. I will get the pressure set on those two, and then they're good, and we'll get those two tires put on those cars, and they'll can put those two donuts that they're riding on right now back in the trunk, in the luggage compartment, back where they go. It is just not safe running on those donuts. You know, I get it. You know, we got to do what we got to do. You know, sometimes. This is cool. I'm happy about this. I'm happy that we got these two tires mounted, and that they're gonna get the donuts back in the trunk, and they're gonna be riding on good rubber. If I miss something, and maybe you're a tire guy and you're like, hey Woody, you should ought to do it different. Well, you know what? Comment, because I'd like to hear it, because I'm not claiming to be an expert at all on tires and mountain tires. I just when I was growing up, Dad had, you know, do his own tires, break down his own tires, mount his own tires, and I was just around that, and I learned it, and I think it's a lost art. Some of the stuff that guys, you know, in the 60s, 70s, 80s were, you know, they were just taking care of their needs, you know, not having to go, not having to spend a whole bunch of money to get stuff done. They were just getting it done in their garage. And so that's what I wanted to show you. It's doable, and it really, it's relatively easy if you know the trick. Throw some soapy water on there, and you don't have to have spoons like those, but those spoons aren't that expensive. I don't remember where I got those from, but I bet you could find them at a Harbor Freight or maybe, you know, online. But anyway, comment if you like this video, you thought it was helpful. If If you have a trick that you do when you're putting these tires on, leave me a comment and let me know about it. If you like this video and it's helpful to you, give me a thumbs up and consider subscribing. And as always, remember that Jesus loves you, so do I. And until next week, have a blessed week. Thanks for watching.